Good evening. This is Dr. Troy Fullerton. I want to talk tonight about developing oral fluency, and I particularly want to talk about developing grammatically correct oral fluency. There is a difference between being able to fluently speak a language and being able to fluently speak it correctly. There was a method that was developed in the 1950s and the 1960s, so a long time ago, called the audiolingual method. It came after the grammar translation approach, in which people would primarily study modern languages the same way as they would study classical Latin or Koine Greek or even classical Greek, where people would learn to translate, but then oftentimes not have good oral skills at all. And this was kind of a pendulum swing away from that, in which people would really focus on listening and repeating, mimicry, pattern drills. There would be questions that people would answer, having to conjugate a particular verb, and then they might go on and change the subject but keep that verb, or they would change the verb but keep the subject. They would practice the different tenses that way. Now, here's the thing about it. Like most things, there was nothing wrong with the audiolingual method except for the fact that they took it too far. There were a lot of people that made that the language learning system, and therefore it became very monotonous and repetitive and did not foster a deep understanding of the language, especially for independent use. Having said that, the audiolingual method, as far as mimicry and pattern drills, conjugation drills, is phenomenal for helping to develop good oral fluency. As long as it is combined with other approaches to round it out, there is nothing wrong with it. In fact, you can literally feel something shifting in your brain as you learn how to conjugate verbs. When you go from take one verb and you're going from one subject to another and practicing just changing the way you're conjugating the verb, or you're simply learning a pattern but then repeating that pattern with different verbs, you can literally feel yourself learning how to fluently conjugate those verbs. I know that is a problem for some people. The audiolingual method is phenomenal for it. I highly recommend it. Let me know if you want any more information on how to access those materials. There were a lot of methods or approaches that were developed on the audiolingual method or some tweaked version of it.